Thank you. I'm just praying I don't cramp in here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
First Grand Slam junior title. You were very emotional out there. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I don't really play on red clay a good amount. And, I don't think Americans have been known to specialize in the red clay. But, yeah, I mean, I just try to take every match, one at a time, and enjoy the moment and enjoy the places with my family, with my coaches.
Hi, Kaylan. Congratulations. You said you haven't played a huge amount on the red clay. I assume when you train on clay in the US, you play on green clay. But you won in Milan. How much confidence did you have coming into this tournament, having won there?
To be honest, obviously, if you win a tournament the week before, you come in with a good amount of confidence and kind of seasoned in the match play and competing. So that wise, I kind of knew what I had to do and how I wanted to play on the court. Just coming here, you kind of understand things might be a little bit different from the clay, in Milan. But for me, I just try to check my boxes mentally and with my game, and then kind of see where that takes me.
Hi, congrats. Can you tell us more about your relation with Marcos Giron and Mackenzie McDonald? I saw that you have played a few times with them. Can you tell us more about the details and the trainings?
When I train at USTA in Carson, Marcos kind of kicks my ass every day. I obviously learn a lot from him because he's such a nice guy, and I asked him about the tour, and he kind of, I even learned from him while I'm getting my ass kicked, with different shots to play and how he plays them. I think it's really cool to have a relationship like that where we can kind of, obviously I can give him good practice and then I can learn from him at the same time.
And Mackenzie was in UCLA too?
Yeah,
you will be in UCLA?
Exactly.
Can you tell us more about that?
So actually both Mackie and Marcos did go to UCLA. And when I was, choosing where I was going to go to college, I was obviously taking input from them and seeing how they developed at the school. It kind of really gave me a lot of confidence in their program and in their coaches. So that kind of was all setting it into place.
Congratulations, Kaylan. Can you talk about the importance of that first service game in the second set and what that meant in terms of, I suppose, the message you were sending? Yeah,
I mean, when you're returning rocket launchers like that, you kind of have to believe that every game might be your chance to break, and every point that you can get the racket on the ball is important. So I was just trying to take it one point at a time, and I was like, if I'm gonna let him hold, he's gonna have to ace me 4 times, and that was kind of my mindset. Even though in the first set I didn't play a great service game and he served unbelievable, that was kind of just keeping my intensity high in every point that I can get the racket on.
And you talked before about the physicality and trying to make sure you make it as tough as possible. The training background, can you talk a little bit more about what you've done? I know you spent some time in Orlando on the clay courts, but what more have you done to try and build this strength?
I think it's for me to be intentional with everything I'm doing on the court, and then I've been trying to have longer practices where I go 3-4 hours in a row of fitness and tennis, and try to maintain a high intensity the whole time. And I feel like that's worked wonders for me. But at the same time, knowing when I need to have rest days and when I need to recover and do the right things, and even working off the court with a mental coach, with physio, just really making sure I'm trying to become the best version of myself. And I think that's really important.
When did you start to work with a mental coach, and was it necessary to progress at what time of your tennis journey?
Actually, I don't want to, but I'm going to give my dad credit for this because, end of last year, we kind of wrote everything on a chalkboard, and we're like, okay, we have the tennis part covered, we have the physical part covered. Now we're missing this kind of mental side of the game, and it's helped me tremendously. And it starts off the court, it starts with the things off the court and it translates onto the court. So I think it's really helped me kind of understand my feelings and understand that sometimes before a final it's okay to have negative thoughts, or it's okay to be nervous, and you kind of just who can work through them faster. And I think it's been really important for me, not only as a player but as a person.
just to follow up on that, do you think sometimes people are reluctant to do that, and then it ends up being counterproductive because you kind of suppress these things rather than accepting them?
Are you talking about like the feelings before a match?
Side and
I mean, I feel like it's different for everyone. You know, tennis is a sport to where there's not one right way to do it. It's kind of, you have to find what works for yourself and what helps you feel good. So obviously for me, it's important to, you know, if I experience those, to kind of work through them and let them go.
Can I ask what you both said to each other just when you were embracing afterwards? I know Thomas, I think, said yesterday that you'd known each other since you were about 10 years old. What did he say to you as you were embracing there?
Well, he told me I never knew Americans would play on clay, and I said, "Fuck you! Why are you serving so big?" But yeah, no, it was great. It was a good embrace, and he's a really nice guy. And I mean, I've known him for so long already, and you know, he's so big, but I called him Little Man all the time. But yeah.
And does that mean, can you say you're a step closer to being a clay court specialist, or is that still a step away?
Know, on the junior level, I could say I eat the clay. But, you know, obviously I want to, you know, win at the highest level on the clay. And until I do that, you know, I'll say I'm a junior clay court specialist for sure.
When did you start tennis and how?
I mean, I started tennis ever since I could open my eyes. You know, my dad, when I was in the crib, he, you know, there's like a lullaby and there's toys. Well, my dad took the toys out and put tennis balls. So I think I started then, and then, you know, before I could walk, he already put a racket in my hand and I was swinging it around. But, you know, I started playing tournaments pretty early. I think my first tournament, I was 5 years old. So yeah, me and my brother, I mean, I'd say we started ever since we could remember.
And on joining UCLA, it was necessary to join university before going to the Pro Tour?
Yeah, I mean, I think college is a really good stepping stone for people, for Americans wanting to become pros. And, you know, I'm excited to go because it'll only help me as a person, but as a player as well. So I feel like I can, you know, learn a lot of things in school.
What do you do in the next month or two? Do you play Wimbledon? How do you approach that?
I haven't honestly decided. Obviously, right now, before the tournament, Wimbledon was on the schedule. So, I mean, for now, nothing's really changed. But, you know, obviously, I'll take it one day at a time. I'm looking forward to going on the grass. So, yeah.
Was the accelerator program in your mind when you joined UCLA? Because there are some ways to be on the Pro Tour, and
yes,
thanks to college tennis.
Like I said, I mean, the college tennis now is as flexible as it's ever been. So obviously, the accelerator program they have in college and in the juniors is something that can really help players, you know, make it on the tour. So I think all those things are great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.